Sit back and enjoy an hour of fascinating facts you didn't know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started.
The bolete, known scientifically as Suillus luridus, is a mushroom that inhabits pine and deciduous forests. It appears in summer and autumn, and its flesh turns blue when cut due to a reaction with oxygen. It is toxic if consumed raw or undercooked, especially together with alcohol. Although it is not usually lethal, it can cause gastrointestinal discomfort. Its striking appearance makes it easy to identify. This phenomenon is called tonic immobility and occurs in chickens when they face a stressful situation. It can be induced by drawing a line in front of their beak while they are lying down or by moving a finger in front of their eyes. In this state, the animal reduces its heart rate and remains motionless. It is interpreted as a defensive strategy, pretending to be dead to avoid attacks. Some predators prefer active prey. The trance can last several minutes and is interrupted by erasing the line or stimulating the bird. Although it may seem unusual, it has been documented in ethological studies. These are razorfish, known scientifically as Aeoliscus strigatus. They inhabit tropical waters of the Indian and Pacific Oceans, especially in reef areas. Their bodies are elongated and compressed, and they swim in a vertical position, head down. They move in synchronized groups, which helps them avoid predators. Their diet is based on zooplankton, such as copepods and microcrustaceans. She is Ayla Kirstein, a young Norwegian woman known for her ability to gallop on all fours. Her movements accurately imitate the trot and gallop of a horse. She began by practicing dog-like movements before perfecting her equine technique. Her videos went viral because of the coordination and natural motion she demonstrates. Although she closed her social media accounts due to media attention, her recordings continue to circulate. Probably recorded in Russia, this vehicle is a water bicycle called the Waterbird. It is designed to move over water using human power, without a motor. Its lightweight structure, made of aluminum and fiberglass, provides stability. The user propels it with vertical body movements. This motion activates a mechanism that takes advantage of water resistance to move forward. Some models include mechanical parts similar to pistons. It is a recreational innovation in personal nautical design. These are blue or green chicken eggs, laid by breeds such as the Araucana, originating from southern Chile. Their color is due to the accumulation of biliverdin, a natural pigment in the shell. It is not caused by a special enzyme, but by a genetic mutation. These eggs have the same cholesterol content as white or brown ones. Their coloration does not affect nutritional value. They are appreciated for their distinctive appearance and cultural origin. This was recorded in Saint-Malo, France, a coastal city known for its powerful waves. Waves can reach the second floor of buildings facing the pier during Atlantic storms. Saint-Malo developed from the 6th century on a rock inhabited by the monk Maclou. The original settlement, Alethe, was fortified by the Romans in the 3rd century. In the Middle Ages, the area was raided by the Normans. Today, it is a tourist center with historic walls and an active port. A water-spraying truck in China creates a rainbow as it moves along. These vehicles help control air pollution, especially construction dust, a common problem in rapidly growing Chinese cities. By spraying water, they bind dust particles and make them fall to the ground, improving air quality. In addition, during summer, the water mist acts as an evaporative cooling system, similar to air conditioning. In this way, they mitigate heat and provide relief to pedestrians. This was recorded in time-lapse and shows the resurrection plant turning green again. Its scientific name is Anastatica hyrochuntica, and it is native to Arabia, Palestine, and Egypt. It is an extremely desiccation-resistant plant. It can remain dry for years and rehydrate upon contact with moisture. Its spherical shape allows it to roll with the wind in search of water. This behavior makes it a tumbleweed adapted to the desert. Cattails are aquatic plants that grow in wetlands and marshes in many regions of the world. Their cylindrical spikes, resembling sausages, contain thousands of tiny flowers. These flowers are densely grouped and are mainly pollinated by the wind. The male flowers are located on the upper part of the spike and the female ones on the lower part. Although small, they play a key role in the reproduction of the plant. The seeds are easily dispersed thanks to their lightweight and cottony structure. This adaptation allows cattails to spread rapidly in wet environments. This video was recorded at a zoo in Japan and shows a hippopotamus eating watermelons. In the wild, hippos feed mainly on short grass and can spend up to 5 hours each night eating. Although they are herbivores, in situations of scarcity, some have been observed consuming meat or carrion. This behavior is rare but documented. Hippos are highly territorial and aggressive animals. In Africa, they are responsible for numerous attacks on humans each year. For this reason, they are considered one of the most dangerous animals in the world. In Hawaii, United States, spectacular lava waterfalls have been recorded during volcanic eruptions. These occur when a lava tube breaks, an underground structure through which molten material flows. When it reaches the surface, the lava forms a glowing stream that looks like a red waterfall. These tubes form within lava flows when the outer layer cools while the interior continues to move. In some cases, the lava ends up pouring directly into the sea. Contact with the water generates steam and toxic gases. This natural phenomenon is so striking that it seems from another planet. On the island of Marajo, located at the mouth of the Amazon River in Brazil, a dead humpback whale calf was found in the middle of the forest. The discovery occurred at approximately 49 feet from the coast in a mangrove area. This surprised experts, since whales usually migrate south during the summer. It is believed that the calf became separated from its mother and was carried inland by the tides. Humpback whales are common near Brazil in winter. An average person can go without breathing for up to 4 minutes before the brain begins to fail. Speed cubing professionals can solve a Rubik's Cube with one hand in approximately 7 seconds. These times have been recorded in official competitions. If someone has practice and good lung capacity, it is possible to solve the cube underwater. These are two jumping spiders captured in slow motion as they perform their characteristic leaps. There are more than 6,000 species of salticids distributed around the world. They have 8 eyes, with 2 very large frontal ones that give them stereoscopic vision. Thanks to this, they can calculate distances accurately when jumping. Although they do not literally see everything around them, their field of view is very wide. Before jumping, many release a strand of silk as a safety measure. This behavior allows them to avoid falling if the jump fails. This floating soccer field is located in Guatapé, Colombia, on the reservoir of the same name. It was installed in the La Culebra Family Park as part of a recreational initiative. It is built on a floating platform with synthetic turf and safety nets. This type of structure allows people to enjoy sports in a natural setting. The Pikachu Festival is held every year in Yokohama, Japan. The event takes place in the Minato Mirai district and is organized by the Pokemon Company. It includes parades with dozens of Pikachu mascots, nighttime shows, and interactive activities. It is held in summer, usually in August, and attracts thousands of visitors. It is one of the most popular themed events in the country. Pastafarianism, or the religion of the flying spaghetti monster, was created in 2005 by Bobby Henderson in the United States as a protest against the teaching of intelligent design in public schools. This parody religion has gained followers in the Americas, Europe, and other regions. Its symbol represents an entity made of spaghetti with meatballs. Pastafarians use humor to defend scientific education. Among their satirical ideas is the relationship between pirates and climate change. The movement is an emblem of religious freedom of expression. The butterflies known as green dragontails belong to the species Lamproptera megis of the family Papilionidae. They inhabit tropical forests of South and Southeast Asia, including India, China, the Philippines, Malaysia, and Indonesia. They are recognized for their translucent wings and a long tail that gives them their distinctive name. Their wingspan ranges between approximately 1.6 and 2.2 inches. They fly close to the ground and feed on nectar. Their delicate appearance and slow flight make them especially striking. The Tunnel of Love is located in Klevan, Rivne region, Ukraine. It is a stretch of railway surrounded by trees that form a natural tunnel of approximately 1.9 to 2.5 miles. The vegetation was shaped by the regular passage of trains to a nearby factory. Although it is still used for industrial transport, it has become a popular tourist destination. Its romantic appearance has inspired local legends about wishes coming true. The cyclic elevator, known as a paternoster, is a vertical transport system composed of open compartments that move in a continuous loop. It does not stop for boarding or exiting, which requires users to step on and off carefully. Although it is informally called a death elevator, its use is safe if instructions are followed. This type of elevator exists in several buildings. Crotalaria cunninghamii, known as the green hummingbird flower or bird flower, is a plant native to northern Australia. Its green flowers with dark lines have a shape that visually resembles perched hummingbirds. although this resemblance is only an optical illusion. The shrub can reach between 3 and 10 feet in height and thrives in arid climates. The plant has traditionally been used by indigenous peoples to treat eye infections. In 2009, the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety conducted a crash test between a 2009 Chevrolet Malibu and a 1959 Chevrolet Bel Air. Both vehicles carried test dummies to evaluate the impact. The Bel Air suffered severe deformation that compromised passenger safety. In contrast, the Malibu absorbed the impact in a controlled manner, better protecting the occupants. The test showed how safety systems have advanced over 5 decades. This is a huge wasp nest inside a Chevrolet El Camino automobile. Wasps are territorial and can become aggressive if they feel their nest is threatened. It is common for them to sting people who get too close. Their stings usually cause pain and swelling, but in most cases they are not serious. However, they can be dangerous for people who are allergic, as they may trigger severe reactions. These insects look for sheltered places to build their colonies. An abandoned vehicle offers the ideal space for this. This is the strike of a cymbal captured in slow motion. Musical cymbals are usually made from bronze alloys for their acoustic quality. Brass is also used, especially in basic models. The impact generates complex vibrations that propagate across the entire surface. These vibrations produce the characteristic sound of the instrument. The Y40 Deep Joy Pool is located in Monte Grotto Terme, Italy. It was inaugurated in 2014 and has a depth of approximately 138 feet, equivalent to a 14-story building. It is considered the deepest pool in the world, according to the Guinness record, and was designed by the Italian architect Emanuele Boaretto. It is built inside the Hotel Terme Mille Pini and contains more than approximately 152,000 cubic feet of thermal water, maintained between approximately 96 and 93 degrees Fahrenheit. In addition to scuba diving and free diving, it offers beginner courses and training with international champions. The Lopafit electric bicycle was developed in the Netherlands and stands out for using a treadmill instead of pedals. By walking on it, the movement activates a motor that propels the bicycle, allowing it to reach speeds of up to approximately 15.5 miles per hour. Its design has drawn attention for being unusual and for combining exercise with assisted transportation. The price varies by country and distributor. Although some sites list it for up to $3,600, in the Americas it has been offered for approximately $2,500. This is the famous Superman punch, used in Muay Thai and other martial arts. It consists of simulating a kick by lifting the rear leg to distract the opponent. Then the fighter throws a jumping punch with the opposite hand. The technique generates additional momentum and can surprise with its speed. Inflating a tire with fire is an emergency technique used in cases of a tire coming off the rim. The area is sprayed with a flammable aerosol and ignited to generate rapid air expansion. The heat causes the tire to seal against the rim. Although it does not replace traditional inflation, it can serve to travel a few kilometers to a workshop. It is dangerous if not done carefully. It should only be used as a last resort in controlled situations. A cyclist can maintain balance on a bicycle without moving by using a technique called a track stand. This skill requires controlling the center of mass and making micro-adjustments with the handlebars and the body. Bicycles in motion are stabilized by a combination of factors such as the gyroscopic effect of the wheels and the design of the fork. Static balance depends entirely on the cyclist's skill. Sepak takraw is a sport originating in Southeast Asia that combines elements of soccer and volleyball. It is played on a court similar to a badminton court, with a net in the center and 3 players per team. 1 stands in the back and 2 in the front near the net. The ball has 12 holes, measures approximately 17.3 inches in circumference, and is made of synthetic fibers or rattan. Players may use their feet, head, back, and legs to hit it, but not their hands. Only 3 touches are allowed before returning it to the other side. It is very popular in countries such as Thailand, Malaysia, Laos, Indonesia, and Cambodia. In London, England, it is common to see street performers who appear to be human sculptures frozen in time. One of them performs wearing a trench coat and tie that keep their shape thanks to thick gauge wires hidden in the clothing. To keep his hair completely still, he uses high-strength hairspray. The rigid posture and frozen expression make him look like a living photograph. The cuttlefish is a marine animal very similar to squid, belonging to the group of cephalopods. It has the ability to change color and texture thanks to special cells called chromatophores. These color patterns are believed to function as a visual language among cuttlefish. Although there is no exact confirmed number, some studies suggest they can combine multiple patterns. Each one could convey different messages, such as warning, attraction, or camouflage. This ability also serves them in communication during courtship. Their intelligence and complexity make them fascinating to science. In some regions, such as China, a curious technique has been documented for going downstairs while carrying heavy loads. It consists of descending backward, which allows better weight distribution and reduces physical effort. This posture helps maintain balance and prevents the load from pushing forward. Although it is not common in all contexts, it can be useful on steep or narrow staircases. The technique requires practice to avoid trips or falls. This is a giant earthworm recorded in Colombia, whose presence is surprising given what is known about its distribution. According to Wikipedia, giant earthworms usually inhabit Asia and Australia. However, there are records of similar species in South America. Some belong to the family Megascelicidae, which includes genera distributed in tropical regions. The Colombian specimen measures more than approximately 20 inches and has been documented on video. This shows that its presence on the continent is possible. This sport is bubble soccer, a variant of zorbing or sphere riding. It consists of players partially entering inflatable spheres to play matches. Zorbing, as a recreational activity, emerged in New Zealand in the 1990s. It was developed and commercially registered by local entrepreneurs. The spheres allow rolling and cushioning impacts during the game. The RP Flip, or Floating Instrument Platform, is a scientific platform built in the United States in 1962. It measures approximately 354 feet in length and can rotate vertically to operate upright in open sea. This maneuver gives it great stability even during intense storms. It was designed for oceanographic, acoustic, and meteorological studies. Inside, elements such as beds, toilets, and sinks were duplicated to function in both positions. These are hyper-realistic sculptures by the Mexican artist Rubén Orozco Loza. They are made with materials such as silicone, resin, wood, marble, and human hair. Their level of detail seeks to represent public figures with extreme realism. Each piece requires months of work and anatomical study. Orozco is internationally recognized for his technique and expressiveness. The two-dimensional cafe, also known as Green Cafe, is located in the Yeonnam district of Seoul, South Korea. Its monochromatic black and white design creates an optical illusion that simulates a two-dimensional environment. Furniture, walls, and utensils are outlined as if they were part of a drawing. The place looks like something out of a comic or animation. This aesthetic has made it a popular destination for photographs. It was designed to eliminate the perception of depth. This is Lombard Street, located in San Francisco, United States. It is famous for its winding section with 8 sharp turns. It was designed this way in 1922 to reduce the original slope of 27%. The layout allows cars to travel safely. Its construction was proposed by resident Carl Henry and carried out by engineer Clyde Healy. Today, it is a tourist attraction and an urban symbol of the city. This was recorded in Chuao, Venezuela, a coastal town without road access. In the image, 4 boats transport a bus over the sea. This practice is carried out from Choroni as a solution to the lack of road infrastructure. Although risky, it is a technique known to local residents. The event went viral on social media in 2019 and reflects local creativity in the face of logistical challenges. The Canadian astronaut Chris Hadfield demonstrated what happens when crying in microgravity from the International Space Station. In the absence of gravity, tears do not fall down the face, but instead accumulate as bubbles over the eye. This phenomenon can hinder vision and cause discomfort. Although the eyes produce tears normally, they do not slide across the skin. Hadfield explained that they must be removed manually. The Ambuluwawa Tower is located in Gampola, in the central province of Sri Lanka. It is part of the Ambuluwawa Biodiversity Complex, situated on top of a hill at more than approximately 3,280 feet above sea level. The tower has a spiral design and reaches approximately 157 feet in height. From the top, mountains, rivers, and forests surrounding the region can be seen. Its external staircase narrows progressively, making it challenging for visitors. It is known for its panoramic views and unique architecture. Probably recorded at the Guadalajara Zoo in Mexico, this video shows hippos walking underwater. These animals are considered semi-aquatic because they spend much of the day submerged to regulate their temperature. At night, they leave the water to feed, mainly on grass. They are genetically related to whales and porpoises. They are the third heaviest land animal after the African elephant and the white rhinoceros. Their aquatic behavior is essential for their survival. The chain fountain effect is a counterintuitive physical phenomenon popularized by physicist Steve Mould. It occurs when a chain falls from a container and forms an upward arch before descending. This behavior is due to inertia, the rigidity of the links, and the tension generated by the chain's acceleration. The edge of the container contributes to the initial impulse, but it is not the only cause of the arch. A cramp is an involuntary muscle contraction that can affect one or several muscles. It usually appears suddenly and causes intense pain for a few minutes. The most common causes include prolonged exertion, sudden movements, dehydration, or exposure to cold. Although they can be uncomfortable, in most cases they are harmless. The affected muscle usually relaxes on its own over time. Gentle stretching can help relieve discomfort. This is the hobo nickel, a form of art that consists of modifying low-denomination coins. It originated in the United States, especially with buffalo nickels starting in 1913. During the Great Depression, artists known as hobos carved designs into these coins. Well-executed pieces, or those signed by recognized artists, can reach high value. Some have been auctioned for more than $30,000. Weifang in China is known as the world capital of kites and the host of a famous international festival. In 2015, a dragon-shaped kite was built there that measures approximately 16,404 feet long. It is made up of thousands of connected pieces and flies diagonally due to its size. Its creator claims it is the longest kite in the world. This work represents a remarkable feat in traditional Chinese art. This is the basking shark, one of the largest fish in the world. It can reach up to approximately 33 feet in length, surpassed only by the whale shark, which can measure more than approximately 39 feet. It inhabits coastal areas of temperate and cold waters, such as the Atlantic and the Pacific. Despite its size, it is harmless to humans. It feeds on plankton through passive filtration while swimming with its mouth open. Its behavior is slow and peaceful. Sea turtles usually nest on tropical or subtropical beaches. During the nesting season, each female can make between 2 and 8 nests. In each one, she lays approximately 110 eggs. Despite this large number, the survival rate is very low. It is estimated that only 1 out of every 1,000 hatchlings reaches adulthood. This fact reflects the challenges sea turtles face in their life cycle. Upside-down glasses, also called invertoscopes, are optical devices that invert the image reaching the retina using mirrors or prisms. They were used in experiments on visual perception starting in the late 19th century. When wearing them, the world appears completely inverted, which causes the brain to adapt progressively. Although they were not created exclusively for space travel, some researchers proposed their use to reduce motion sickness in altered gravity environments. In Banff National Park in Alberta, Canada, wildlife corridors have been built over the Trans-Canada Highway. These overpasses and underpasses allow animals such as bears, elk, deer, and cougars to cross safely. They are covered with native vegetation to simulate the natural environment. Studies have documented more than 200,000 crossings over 2 decades. In addition to protecting wildlife, they have reduced traffic accidents by up to 80%. The salmon cannon was created by the United States company Whoosh Innovations. This system transports fish by suction through a low-pressure pneumatic tube. Its purpose is to help salmon overcome obstacles such as hydroelectric dams. In the Columbia River, many migration routes were blocked by the construction of dams. The cannon allows salmon to reach their spawning grounds safely. This is the Devil's Pool, located at the edge of Victoria Falls, between Zambia and Zimbabwe. It is a natural pool that forms during the dry season, between September and December. During that period, the flow of the Zambezi River decreases and allows supervised swimming. A rocky wall prevents bathers from being swept away by the current. Although it appears safe, swimming there is not without risk. This shows a hermit crab inhabiting a glass shell specially designed for aquariums. Although it does not occur in nature, these crabs can adapt to artificial shells if the size and shape are suitable. The glass shells allow observation of the body as it moves. This strange animal is the deep-sea tripod fish, known scientifically as Bathypteroa grallator. What appear to be legs are rigid extensions of its pelvic and caudal fins. These allow it to rest on the seafloor as if it were on stilts. It remains motionless for long periods, oriented toward the current. Its diet is based on small crustaceans and zooplankton. This is a Chinook helicopter touching down and entering resonance. Ground resonance occurs when vibrations of the landing gear and rotors synchronize dangerously. It does not depend directly on engine speed, but on the interaction between structures. It can cause severe oscillations if not corrected in time. The solution is usually to adjust rotor speed or take off immediately. In November 2019, the French company Royal Deluxe installed an artwork in Nantes that showed a Renault passing through a tree. The intervention surprised residents because of its realism and apparent technical impossibility. The tree appeared intact, suggesting that the vehicle was carefully dismantled and assembled around the trunk. 2 days later, the artwork was set on fire by unknown individuals. It was speculated that the act may have been due to annoyance over the traffic generated. This is the goblin shark, a little-known species that inhabits deep waters. It can measure between approximately 9 and 13 feet and has a protrusible jaw that extends to capture prey. Its long snout is covered with sensors that detect electric fields. It has occasionally been caught by trawlers in Japan, New Zealand, and Mexico. Its habitat is usually between approximately 3,284 and 4,593 feet deep. These are lanternfish, known for their bioluminescent organs located beneath their eyes. These are not spots, but structures that house light-producing symbiotic bacteria. This light allows them to attract zooplankton, their main food source. They live in deep waters of the Indian Ocean, the Pacific Ocean, and the Red Sea. Their vision is adapted to the darkness of the marine environment. The blinking light can also serve to communicate or confuse predators. A homopolar motor can be built with a battery, a magnet, and a conducting wire. The magnet generates a constant magnetic field, and when the circuit is closed, current flows through the wire. This current interacts with the magnetic field according to the Lorentz force. The result is a rotating motion of the wire or the moving assembly. The current does not flow radially, but in a direction perpendicular to the field. The design is simple, but it demonstrates fundamental principles of electromagnetism. It is one of the most basic electric motors known. On some coastal cliffs, the wind can be strong enough to send lightweight objects back after they are thrown into the void. This phenomenon occurs when updrafts or turbulence push dry branches, leaves, or paper back toward the edge. In some scientific experiments, tornadoes are recreated in laboratories using fans and artificial fog. To generate the vortex, floor fans are positioned to create a circular airflow. Although it is not always shown on camera, an overhead fan is also used to push air upward. This setup imitates the movement of air in a real tornado. To make the phenomenon visible, dry ice is often dropped into water, producing dense fog. The result is a rotating column that simulates a tornado. These experiments help study the behavior of extreme atmospheric phenomena. These are transparent salps belonging to the family Salpidae. They inhabit equatorial and temperate seas, moving by jet propulsion. Their gelatinous, nearly invisible bodies make them difficult to detect. Part of their life cycle is solitary, and another part occurs in long-change colonies. This generational alternation is mandatory and facilitates reproduction. This is the moment when shadows disappear, filmed at the middle of the world city in Pichincha, Ecuador. It occurs during an equinox, when the sun is positioned on the plane of the celestial equator. At that instant, its light strikes the surface perpendicularly. This causes objects not to cast shadows at noon. The phenomenon happens twice a year, in March and September. This is what happens when a red-hot metal sphere is placed on ice. The extreme heat melts the ice immediately, generating steam and intense sounds. The sphere can sink partially if the block is thin. If the ice is thick, the metal loses heat before passing through it. This is a robot presented during the Digital Content Expo in Tokyo, Japan. It was created by Japan's National Institute of Advanced Industrial Science and Technology. It measures approximately 5 feet 2 inches tall and weighs around 95 pounds. It is designed with human proportions and expressive capabilities. Its performance demonstrated advances in humanoid robotics. This is the road zipper system, a machine that repositions barrier walls according to traffic flow. It allows reversible or confined lanes to be created quickly and safely. It works by lifting and shifting concrete segments without damaging the pavement. It is common in areas with heavy congestion or roadwork. Its design includes an S-shaped channel that guides the barriers. The island of Mont Saint-Michel is located in Normandy, France, and is famous for its medieval abbey built on a rocky formation. It lies at the mouth of the Couesnon River, in a bay with some of the highest tides in Europe. These tides can temporarily isolate it, making access vary depending on the water level. At certain times, it can be reached on foot by an elevated causeway. At others, the water covers the path and the island is completely surrounded. This system was created by Elena Gassler, a high school student in the United States. Her invention aims to reduce blind spots in cars. It uses a camera placed outside the vehicle, on the A-pillar, to capture the area the driver cannot see. The image is projected in real time inside the car. The projector aligns with a reflective fabric on the interior, creating the illusion of transparency. This design improves visibility without modifying the structure of the vehicle. It was awarded for its ingenuity in a national science competition. These are the ghost cubes created by Swedish designer Erik Oberg. They are three-dimensional structures formed by cubes connected to each other. They can be folded, rotated, and transformed into multiple shapes. They combine principles of origami, kinetic sculpture, and modular design. Oberg has worked with materials such as paper and wood to build them. There are playing cards made from genuine carbon fiber, known for their resistance to water and wear. Carbon fiber has a high strength-to-weight ratio, superior to that of steel in certain applications, although it is denser than most plastics. These decks are usually marketed as luxury items. Some versions reach prices of more than $190. Recorded at the World Aviation Festival in England, this video shows how a helicopter works. The main blades rotate at a specific angle to generate lift, raising the aircraft. This motion not only pushes air downward, but also creates differential pressure. The tail rotor counteracts the torque of the main rotor. If it fails, the helicopter can spin out of control. Some models use alternative systems, such as coaxial rotors. This is the Macallan Ice Ball Maker, a device that precisely molds spherical ice. It uses thermal pressure to transform ice blocks into spheres of approximately 2.56 inches in diameter. It is made of aluminum alloy and designed for drinks such as whiskey or cocktails. The spheres melt slowly, preserving flavor without diluting it quickly. It is marketed as a luxury accessory by the brand The Macallan. This is a scale replica of the Flyer 1, the first powered airplane by the Wright brothers, which made its first official flight on December 17, 1903, in North Carolina, United States, flying for 59 seconds and covering approximately 853 feet. Its design included a front elevator rudder, a canard configuration, a forward surface that, although it looks like a tail, controlled the aircraft's altitude. The Sabaduri Forest is located in the Mutskheta-Mutyaneti region, within the Tbilisi National Park in Georgia. During winter, this forest is covered in snow and offers landscapes of great beauty. It is a popular destination for hiking and photography in the cold season. Sabaduri stands out for its dense vegetation and its proximity to the capital. Access is easy from Tbilisi, making it a frequent excursion. These are crop circles carved in a mangrove in Isla del Carmen, Mexico. Although they were mistaken for extraterrestrial messages, they have an ecological function. They are part of a mangrove reforestation program. The circular structures are known as cakes because of their shape. They act as seed reservoirs in degraded areas and allow the mangrove to regenerate naturally. Gardaya is a city located in the Sahara Desert in Algeria. It was founded by the Mozabites approximately 1,000 years ago. It is part of the Mzab Valley, recognized as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. The city is walled and preserves a traditional urban layout. Its houses are built with clay, sand, and plaster, adapted to the desert climate. Simple geometric shapes and earthy colors give it a unique appearance. Simone de Beauvoir described it as a beautifully constructed cubist painting. Filmed with a drone in the tundra of Iceland, this landscape shows subarctic regions with sparse vegetation and extreme climate. These areas are found mainly in the interior highlands. The terrain is rocky, with mosses and lichens adapted to the cold. Recorded in the United States, this video shows a manta ray eating lettuce, which is very strange because manta rays are carnivorous animals. Their natural diet includes zooplankton, small fish, crustaceans, and mollusks that they capture through filtration or with specialized jaws. If a manta ray interacts with lettuce, it is likely a curious behavior in captivity, not a dietary preference. There are artificial nails decorated with thermochromic paint, a type of polish that changes color depending on temperature. This effect is activated by body heat or the environment, creating dynamic and eye-catching designs. This was recorded in Ontario, Canada, at the Canada's Wonderland amusement park. What we see is the Yukon Striker, a dive coaster roller coaster. It was inaugurated in May 2019 and is known for its great height, speed, and vertical drop. It is located in Vaughan, north of Toronto. It is one of the park's most prominent attractions. Roman Butin is a Russian artist famous for transforming old coins into pieces of mechanical art. His works include detailed engravings and hidden mechanisms such as hatches, secret traps, and moving parts. Butin works within the style known as hobo nickel, which consists of modifying coins for artistic purposes. His designs combine engineering, visual storytelling, and great handcrafted precision. They are highly valued by collectors worldwide. This was recorded at the Kaufman Center for the Performing Arts in Kansas City, United States. What we see is a glass harmonica invented by Benjamin Franklin in 1761. The instrument is composed of glass bowls aligned on a rotating spindle. To play it, the performer moistens their fingers and rubs them along the edges. It produces soft, ethereal sounds through friction. The moire pattern is a visual phenomenon that arises when two grids of straight or curved lines with slight differences in angle or spacing are superimposed. This interference generates wavy or distorted figures that may appear to move. It is common in textiles, printing, digital screens, and graphic art. Although the grids are static, the effect produces a dynamic illusion. This was recorded during Mardi Gras in New Orleans, United States. What we see is the group Lisa's Boys parading in motorized recliner chairs. They are part of a local crew that celebrates carnival creativity. This parade is famous for its festive and theatrical character. This is a tutorial on how to make an open diorama of a swamp with crocodiles. Dioramas are scale models that represent realistic or artistic scenes. The modern concept was developed in 1822 by Louis Daguerre and Charles-Marie Bouton. Before that, in 1781, Philippe Jacques de Loutherbourg presented the Idophusikon, a precursor theatrical installation that, although not a diorama in the strict sense, influenced its evolution. Recorded at the Exploratorium Museum in San Francisco, this giant concave mirror concentrates light and sound at a single point. Thanks to its shape, it reflects waves toward the central focus. Although the environment may be noisy, if someone whispers at that point, another person farther away can hear it clearly. It is a fascinating demonstration of applied physics. The mirror allows people to experience how waves behave on curved surfaces. In May of 2016, an Airbus A321 from the airline Wizz Air flew at low altitude over the Danube River in Budapest, Hungary. The flight was part of the Nagy Futam show, organized by Red Bull as an aerial exhibition. The aircraft passed close to several bridges and buildings in the city center. Although it was authorized and carried out by professional pilots, it generated controversy due to its proximity to urban areas. The steam rising over the frozen Lake Michigan occurs when extremely cold air comes into contact with areas of warmer water that have not yet frozen. This thermal contrast generates a visible mist that looks like smoke, but is actually water vapor. The phenomenon is observed more intensely during extreme cold waves. Although sublimation can occur in thin layers of ice, the main cause of the steam is evaporation. Water freezes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit, but it can evaporate at temperatures far below 212. At sunrise, solar radiation accelerates this process at the surface. Snuff bottles were used in China and Mongolia to store tobacco. This custom began in the 17th century, when the Portuguese introduced tobacco to the region. The bottles were made from various materials, such as glass, jade, or porcelain. Some were decorated on the inside with reverse painting using an angled brush. This technique required great precision and artistic skill. Although their original use was practical, today they are sold as souvenirs. This is the Chinese martial arts team using a qiang, or traditional spear. The Chung is considered the king of weapons in wushu, along with the staff, the saber, and the sword. What we see is a wushu competition, a sports discipline derived from Chinese martial arts. It includes choreographed forms and combat. Wushu was standardized as a sport in China in the 20th century. The spear stands out for its reach, speed, and technical difficulty. The artist Tim Klein, based in Vancouver, Canada, creates surreal assemblages by combining pieces from different jigsaw puzzles. He discovered that some manufacturers reuse the same cutting pattern, which allows pieces to be swapped between different models. Taking advantage of this coincidence, he builds unexpected visual compositions that blend landscapes, objects, and disparate scenes. The Guelta of Arquet is located in northeastern Chad, deep in the Sahara Desert. It is a natural wetland formed by groundwater that emerges in a rocky depression. The term Guelta comes from Arabic and refers to this type of oasis in arid zones. Surrounded by unusual rock formations, the Guelta looks like something from another planet. It is far from any settlement and difficult to access. This place is considered one of the most astonishing landscapes in Africa. The kinetic sculpture known as Breaking Wave is located in the lobby of Biogen IDEC in Cambridge, United States. It was created by the studio Hypersonic and is composed of 804 suspended metal spheres. These balls move through a motorized mechanism that generates undulating patterns. The design is inspired by scientific and mathematical concepts. The artwork seeks to represent order within chaos. It is visible from the street and from inside the building. This is the bobbit worm, a deep-sea marine annelid known for its ambush technique. It can reach up to approximately 9 feet 10 inches in length, although it usually measures less. It lives buried in the seafloor, leaving only its head exposed. Its retractable jaws attack with great speed and precision. It feeds on fish, squid, octopuses, and small crustaceans. Its bite can split its prey in half. It also consumes organic remains, making it omnivorous. Recorded in Val d'Or, Canada, this sled glides between snow-covered trees. The city is located in the province of Quebec and has long, cold winters. Boreal landscapes allow activities such as sledding, skiing, and snowshoeing. Recorded at the Boyer Museum in Belleville, Kansas, this video shows an animated wooden craft. The work was created by the American sculptor Paul Boyer, known for his hand-carved mechanical figures. Each piece moves thanks to mechanisms he designed himself. The museum displays dozens of these interactive sculptures. It is a unique example of folk art and technical creativity. The figures represent everyday scenes and characters with humor. This is a surfer's party in San Diego, United States, a city with a strong surf culture. San Diego hosts events such as the Switchfoot Bro-Am and the Luau and Legends Invitational. These celebrations combine surf competitions with music and community activities. In June of 2019, a strange movement was recorded on the surface of a water tank in Anguil, La Pampa, Argentina. The phenomenon was identified as a sish, a standing wave that occurs in enclosed bodies of water. It can be caused by wind, changes in atmospheric pressure, or distant seismic activity. The tank was about 26 feet in diameter and around 10 feet deep. The oscillations were visible on the surface without external intervention. These are homing pigeons trained in a loft for the Derby in Seville, Spain. Pigeon racing is the practice of breeding and training pigeons to compete in long-distance flights. In these events, the birds travel hundreds of miles guided by their sense of orientation. The Seville Derby is one of the most recognized competitions in Europe. Lofts allow the performance of each specimen to be controlled and measured. Bioart is a form of art that uses living organisms as a medium of expression. The Turkish microbiologist Mehmet Berkman and the Spanish artist Maria Peñil have created works using petri dishes filled with agar, a gelatinous substance derived from algae. In these dishes, microbes are cultured to form unique visual patterns. The drawings are not made by hand, but emerge from the natural growth of the microorganisms. Recorded from Pedra da Gávea in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, this monolith rises to approximately 2,762 feet above sea level. It is considered the largest coastal monolith in the world because of its height and proximity to the ocean. At times, parachutists perform base jumps from its summit. Although they are not officially authorized, these descents are extremely dangerous and require high precision. The Tajumulco volcano is located in the department of San Marcos, Guatemala. With an elevation of approximately 13,850 feet, it is the highest point in Central America. Its main crater has a diameter of approximately 164 feet and is accessible on foot. This was recorded in time-lapse and shows a mosquito feeding on blood. Its abdomen visibly expands during the process. Each year, more than 700,000 people die from mosquito-borne diseases. Among them are malaria, dengue, and yellow fever. This figure exceeds annual deaths from armed conflicts worldwide. Throughout history, mosquitoes have been the animals responsible for the greatest number of human deaths. These desserts were created by the British chef Ben Churchill, known for his hyper-realistic style. His works imitate unappetizing objects, such as used ashtrays and rotten fruit. Each piece is made with edible ingredients and advanced pastry techniques. The goal is to challenge the diner's visual perception. Magingo Island is located in Lake Victoria, between Kenya and Uganda, and has an area of approximately 21,500 square feet. Despite its tiny size, it is home to between 400 and 500 people, mostly Nile perch fishermen. The island has bars, a pharmacy, small hotels, and basic services. Sovereignty has been disputed since 2004, when Uganda placed a flag there. Although it officially belongs to Kenya, some residents claim to pay taxes to both countries. Recorded in the United States, this hybrid vehicle is called the Boater Home and was created by the company Sport King in the 1980s. It combines a Ford Econoline van with a cabin cruiser boat measuring 28 feet. The land cabin is adapted to couple with the boat hull, forming a functional unit. It can travel on the road and navigate on water. The design allows it to be used as a motorhome and a recreational boat. Aerogel is an extremely lightweight and porous solid, known for its low thermal conductivity. It was invented in 1931 by the American chemist Samuel Stevens Kistler. Its translucent appearance has earned it nicknames such as frozen smoke or solid smoke. It is obtained by replacing the liquid in a gel with gas through supercritical drying. Thanks to its structure, it is one of the best thermal insulators known. It is used in scientific, aerospace, and construction applications. Compressor Head is a band formed by robots, created in Berlin in 2005 as an artistic and technological project. Its members include Stickboy on drums with 4 arms and Fingers on guitar with 78 mechanical fingers. The robots play real instruments using pneumatic systems and digital control. They have participated in international festivals and shared stages with well-known bands. This levitating water fountain creates an optical illusion using a strobe light. The intermittent light illuminates the water droplets as they fall, making them appear suspended in the air. This happens when the flashing frequency matches the falling speed of the droplets. Each flash illuminates a droplet in the same position as the previous one. The result is a fixed or apparently moving image. Although the water continues to fall normally, the visual effect deceives the human eye. This was recorded in Japan, where we see several pigeons crowded around a car. This behavior occurs when there are food remnants nearby or the vehicle is in an area frequented by birds. Urban pigeons tend to gather in places where they can easily find food. This is the Rakotsbrücke Bridge, known as the Devil's Bridge, located in Kromlau Park in Saxony, Germany. It was built in 1860 as a decorative structure. Its arch is designed to form a perfect circle when reflected in the water. Walking on it is not permitted because of its fragility. It is one of the most photographed bridges in Europe because of its unique symmetry. This is an orphaned kangaroo entering a fabric pouch that simulates the maternal marsupium. Kangaroos are the only large mammals that move primarily by hopping. They can reach speeds close to 43 miles per hour in short bursts. To walk slowly, they are clumsy due to their morphology. They use their tail as a third leg in a pentapedal gait. This movement allows them to advance while feeding. This was probably recorded in Austria, where mudflows are common in mountainous areas. These phenomena occur after torrential rains or during snowmelt at the beginning of spring. The accumulated water drags soil, rocks, and vegetation downhill. What appears to be a mix between a hyena and a fox is a maned wolf, also called Aguara guazu. It is the largest canid in South America and inhabits Brazil, Paraguay, Bolivia, and Argentina. In Uruguay, it is nearly extinct. It lives in grasslands and wetlands and is harmless to humans and livestock. Its diet includes fruits, roots, rabbits, birds, frogs, and occasional carrion. It has solitary habits and elusive behavior. Smart glass with polymer-dispersed liquid crystal technology can switch from opaque to transparent in milliseconds when an electric current is applied. It is composed of liquid crystals dispersed in a polymer that align when voltage is applied. These films can be attached to glass surfaces or integrated into laminated glass. They are used in architecture, automobiles, and electronic displays. The state change is fast and reversible. Recorded in Russia, this phenomenon shows a strong snowstorm known as whiteout. Under these conditions, visibility can be reduced to less than 3 feet. Extreme temperatures, often below -4 degrees Fahrenheit, increase the risk of hypothermia and disorientation. Whiteout occurs when blowing snow completely covers the visual environment. It is common in open regions at high latitudes. Switzerland is famous for its picturesque villages that seem straight out of a fairy tale. These villages combine nature, history, and typical Swiss architecture. They are popular destinations for tourists seeking tranquility and beauty. Each one reflects the rural charm of the country. Switzerland proudly preserves its traditions in these unique places. Recorded in Hampstead Heath Park in London, England, this is a giant snowball. Judging by the people standing next to it, it probably measures about 28 inches in diameter. The art of bian lian, or face-changing, is part of traditional Sichuan opera in China. It consists of the rapid change of colorful masks using secret techniques. Performers use precise movements and hidden mechanisms in their costumes. Although there is speculation about the use of threads, the exact method has not been revealed. Each color represents character traits: red for loyalty, white for betrayal, and black for integrity. The practice requires years of training and is considered cultural heritage. This is a robotic hand prosthesis manufactured using three-dimensional printing. It works by capturing electrical signals from the body, known as myoelectric signals. These signals allow the user to move the prosthesis with precision. It is designed for transradial amputations, meaning those that preserve the elbow. This type of technology improves autonomy for people with limb loss. The long-nosed chimera is a cartilaginous fish that inhabits deep waters of several oceans, at depths between approximately 656 and 6,562 feet. Its first dorsal fin has a venomous spine used for defense. The elongated snout is equipped with sensors that allow it to detect prey in darkness. It feeds on small fish and invertebrates. It belongs to the family Rhinochimeridae, related to sharks and rays. Recorded in Russia, these soldiers are wearing ghillie suits, also known as yaoi in some contexts. These camouflage suits allow them to blend into the natural environment. Their origin dates back to Scotland, where guards called ghillies protected noble lands from poachers. They wore garments covered with strips of fabric and local vegetation. Hobbiton is one of the fictional villages of the Shire in Middle-earth, created by the British writer Tolkien. For the films The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, a real Hobbiton set was built in New Zealand. The site is located near the town of Mata Mata on the North Island. After filming, the set was preserved as a tourist attraction. Its round houses and green landscapes faithfully recreate the world imagined by Tolkien. Today, it is one of the most visited destinations by fans of the saga. In Finland, swimming under ice is an extreme practice that requires training and safety measures. The swimmer Elina Mäkinen has performed rope-guided immersions in frozen lakes where access holes are cut into the ice. In water close to 32 degrees Fahrenheit, an unprotected person can lose consciousness in less than 15 minutes. The use of a rope helps maintain orientation under the ice. The practice combines physical endurance and mental control. Groton State Forest, located in Vermont, United States, covers more than 26,000 acres of protected areas. In autumn, its landscapes attract visitors because of the colorful foliage. The forest includes 7 state parks and former railway routes converted into trails. Activities such as hiking, cross-country skiing, fishing, hunting, and camping are practiced. It appears that this small airplane is suspended in the air due to a strong headwind. When wind speed equals the speed of the aircraft, its forward movement over the ground can be 0. At those moments, navigation instruments show 0 knots or miles per hour of ground speed. Although it appears stationary from the ground, it is still moving through the air. This phenomenon is technically possible and occurs under extreme conditions. This was recorded at the Ice and Snow Festival in Harbin, China, one of the largest in the world. Each winter, thousands of tourists visit its monumental sculptures made from ice taken from the Songhua River. Many are illuminated with colored lights. Temperatures often drop below -5 degrees Fahrenheit or even lower. During the protests of June 2019 in Hong Kong against the extradition bill, demonstrators blocked streets but allowed emergency vehicles to pass. They made room for an ambulance and removed barricades for a fire truck. The mobilizations brought together more than 1 million people. This is a train clearing snow from the tracks, probably in a region with heavy snowfall. In countries such as Canada, the United States, or Russia, locomotives are equipped with special devices for this task. These include front plows, rotary blowers, or combined systems. The front of the locomotive can be completely covered by the removal equipment. This setup is known as a snowplow kit and allows tracks to remain operational during winter. This phenomenon shows clouds that change from white to yellow depending on the position of the camera. This effect is due to sunlight, especially during sunrise or sunset. At those times, the atmosphere scatters short wavelengths and allows longer ones, such as yellow and red, to pass through. In addition, cell phone cameras automatically adjust white balance. This can alter colors depending on angle and exposure. This is a Tibetan singing bowl, also known as a sound bowl. Although they are associated with Tibet, their origin traces back to India, and they spread throughout Asia, including China and Nepal. They are made from metal alloys and produce harmonic sounds when rubbed or struck. They are used in Buddhist practices for meditation and relaxation. They are also common in therapies such as yoga and sound healing. Their vibration helps calm the mind and balance energy. They are spiritual instruments with centuries of history. Recorded beneath the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, this sailboat is the Maltese Falcon. With approximately 289 feet in length and 41.3 feet in beam, it is one of the largest private sailing yachts in the world. Its height reaches approximately 187 feet, just below the bridge clearance of about 220 feet above the water. It was built by the Italian shipyard Perini Navi, with technical collaboration in Turkey. This is a baby octopus, a vulnerable stage in its life cycle. Some species reach reproductive maturity between approximately 2 months and 2 years. Females can lay up to 200,000 eggs, although the number varies by size and species. After laying, the mother cares for the eggs until they hatch. She then dies as part of her biological cycle. Most hatchlings are eaten by marine predators. Only a few reach adulthood. Recorded in India, this group of white fulguromorphs forms a visible colony on vegetation. Fulguromorphs are hemipteran insects known for their ability to camouflage. Some species resemble leaves. They inhabit various tropical and subtropical regions. In certain crops, some species are considered pests because they transmit plant diseases. Their presence can affect rice, corn, and sorghum. Not all white species are harmful, but some require control. This is a hyper-realistic tattoo created by Hungarian artist András Gombos, known for his technical precision. He works in Switzerland at the Blade and Shade studio. His style includes portraits, Asian motifs, and detailed cover-ups. This is a mosaic made with Rubik's Cubes that represents the character from the mobile game Flappy Bird. The game was created in 2013 by the Vietnamese developer Dong Nguyen and became very popular before being withdrawn by its creator. The technique used for the mosaic is called Rubikubism and consists of forming pixelated images by manipulating the colors of each cube. Recorded in Santiago, Chile, this street musician plays the violin while manipulating a puppet with his knees and feet. The puppet simulates playing the piano, creating a synchronized and surprising scene. The coordination between live music and stage movement requires great skill. Pilot Bob Hoover performed an aerial maneuver called a barrel roll while pouring water into a glass without spilling it. During the 360-degree turn, he maintained a constant acceleration of 1 g. This force is equivalent to Earth's gravity and allows objects to behave as if they were at rest. In that state, the liquid remains in the glass thanks to the balance between gravity and centripetal acceleration. This is a scale model Corsair fighter aircraft, known for its distinctive design. The original model was used by the United States in the Second World War and the Korean War. Its most notable feature is its inverted gull wings. Some later models could fold their wings to facilitate storage on aircraft carriers. In Colombia, street performers carry out acrobatics at traffic lights, including juggling on a tightrope. These performances take place during the light change, taking advantage of brief pauses in traffic. A man shows his collection of silver and gold coins, two metals with very different values. In 2000, an ounce of silver cost around $4, and in 2025 it exceeds 37. Gold, on the other hand, went from approximately $280 to more than 2,300 per ounce. This reflects sustained appreciation in both metals over 25 years. Gold remains between 50 and 60 times more expensive than silver. Although it is considered a stable investment, its profitability depends on global economic factors.
If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like it and share it with your friends. Subscribe so you don't miss more interesting content. Leave your comments and click on any of these videos. See you next time.